Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be turning this image into a Brandon Woelfel style and it will look like this. Stick around and find out how this can be done using only an app called Snapseed. It's available on smartphones, Android and iPhone, and I'll show you how it's done. Alright guys, welcome back. So if you aren't aware of who Brandon Woelfel is, then do check out his Instagram account and you'll see what a talented young individual this guy is. He's a great photographer and his style actually encompasses a lot of open aperture photography. He shoots with wide open apertures, gets that shallow depth of field, and his pictures are pretty much tainted towards the purplish bluish style. And I'm going to show you how you can do that as well. So like I showed you the starting picture, let's go and open it up again. He works a lot with fairy lights as well, so this is what we're going to do. I have this picture and we're going to open it up on Snapseed right here. The first thing you need to do, or at least this is what I do, is I go into the details and I sharpen the image a little bit. You can't tell that it's sharpening that much right now, but trust me, it really makes a difference at the end. And then let's do a few fine tunings on the picture, maybe a bit of brightness, let's see, and then contrast. Saturation, I don't necessarily like changing too much, and then adding a bit of ambient. Highlights all depends on your own style, honestly, and in my case, for this picture I'm going to try to bring it down while I recover a bit of more information from the shadows. And in terms of warmth, you don't have to change it too much right now. We will be getting to it later, but just a tad bit down, make it slightly less warm. So you've gotten the basic details out from the JPEG, and now what we're going to do is we go into the actual style that is going to get us closer to Brandon Woelfel. So in the temperature, like I said, he goes towards the bluish purplish tinge, so in the temperature we make it a bit colder, and in the tints we're going to increase the purple hue just a bit, right? Now, we know that most of the picture is still underexposed. Now, there are different ways of increasing exposure in Snapseed. This is a very powerful tool. One way is to use the brush, and the other is selective. Another way is to use the portrait mode or even vignetting. I'm a bit more comfortable using either selective or brush, so in this particular case, I'm going to use the brush tool. And I'm going to take the exposure. First, let's try with a 0.3, 1/3 of a stop, and just slightly color in the face. Now I go a bit more, and let's see if, I think we will just dabble a bit here. And I'm going to increase the exposure a bit more in terms of the hairstyle, a bit on the side. A little too much on this corner, so I'm going to bring that back down. And so already we've gone from here to here, but it's still not close to what Brandon Woelfel's effect looks like. So this is where it actually changes. What you need to do now is go into the curves. What Brandon Woelfel tends to do is he kind of kills the blacks in the picture, and that's actually the part that we're going to do. You create a stepping part over here on the curve, and then you just kind of kill it here, and making an S, you bring back a bit over here. So essentially what you've done is you've gotten from here to here. It's a subtle difference, but it's all the difference when it comes to the style itself. Maybe bringing it down. This is what you get. Now you can also bring in a bit of the colors and do the same with them as well. I might not change a lot, but I've just made it a bit more softer, and that's it. Now overall, I'm actually happy with this image as we see it right now, but just to give it a bit more effect, let's do what we showed initially, and that is something where you try to bring in a bit more double exposure. The benefit of double exposure is that you can take another picture and embed it on top of this one, and the effect looks quite good. So what you need to do is go online, find an image on Google, and download it into your phone. I've kept one specifically as well, and I'm just going to add it here. I've taken some bokeh online and I've added it to this image. Now you can turn it around and put it in the way you like. Maybe I do it like this. Yep, that looks a bit better. And I reduce the opacity just a bit. And you save it. Now, here's where Snapseed really takes the edge above every other app that I've seen for editing. What you can do is you can select view edits, which allows you to kind of mask in each of the different steps that you've done and include it in the way that you want to. So the double exposure that I included, let's say I don't want it to be coming on the face and covering the entire facial expression or anything like that. You click on the editing option or this middle button, which is the brush, which I'm going to do right now. And now you see at the bottom, you see it written 100 double exposure. This is where you are now going to be brushing in the effect wherever you need it. And if you brush into the face, then you bring it back down to 0 and you remove it. And remove it from wherever else you feel that you don't need that exposure. And if you want a little bit on the sides, you can bring it in. I will probably bring it in a bit on the hair, and that's it. And now you can make changes if you'd like to the other steps that you had, but for me, I think I'm fine. So overall, that's it. You went from this image to a Brandon Woelfel effect of this image. I hope you guys liked what I shared right now, and if you want to see more of my stuff, then please check out my website and also check out my page on Instagram and like, share, and comment. Really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.